Chunky European snails may be coming to Australia with their crazy sexual practices. Farmers seek permission to import live molluscs for restaurants. The process has been going at a snail's pace. In 2019, the Australian government began a risk analysis on importing European molluscs for breeding and eating. Farmers hope to learn next year if importing live garden snails, Cornu aspersum, will be allowed. C. aspersum, the common garden snail, likely arrived in Australia over a century ago. Farmers want to bring over the bigger European snails for breeding programs. They would provide snail meat and eggs to restaurants. C. aspersum is a pest, destroying crops and gardens. The Agriculture Department requires breed stock from approved farms with certification. They would be imported into a quarantine facility. Some would be dissected by the department. They would then be bred. Pathogen-free snails would be released to farmers. Victoria and Nick Howe founded Southwest Snails in Western Australia during the pandemic. They breed larger local snails to supply restaurants. "We don't have enough to fill demand," she says. The snails lay eggs on breeding tables with soil. Howe says they purge the snails, feeding them herbs, greens, cornmeal, or oatmeal. Gordon Ramsay recommends carrots. Howe uses local WA grains. They eat grains for days, then just water, then refrigeration for hibernation. We ship them live. In restaurant kitchens, snails are cooked and served, both sexes at once. Breeding snails isn't always easy. They are hermaphrodites and can sometimes fertilize themselves, but usually prefer a partner. In 2016, University of the Sunshine Coast researchers uncovered more about snails' sex lives. Snails use love darts to inject a pheromone, enhancing reproduction. The genital orifice contains both male and female genitals. It's behind the head on the right. Snails act as both sexes when they mate. Taryn Williams-Clow is a senior zookeeper and leads Taronga Zoo's Norfolk Island land snail conservation program. Her team revived the Advena campbelli, thought extinct until 2020. Unlike C. aspersum, Norfolk Island snails give birth. A whole baby snail comes out of their neck. It's pretty wild to see. She says their birth tract looks like a conveyor belt. Fully formed snails emerge. The team studied snail reproduction. Snails are hermaphrodites with both genitalia. Some can self-fertilize.